Okay, so we're back. Cody became a pterodactyl a second ago. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. You'll see it.
Go through the announcement.
But, yeah, we have one announcement today.
God, why does it sound so...
Why'd you sound
Go
so
through the
mean?
announcement.
You sounded angry. So, our one announcement today is that it's the final day to enter the March Madness.
Why did Mickey Wongus come in?
Like and subscribe.
That's not even a name. Mickey Wongus. I don't think either one.
Every time I try doing this, every time I try doing this announcement.
It's the last day for this. Well, I think we're starting to go crazy because we just keep doing
guess
it.
so.
It's the last.
Yeah, it's the last day for this announcement. Go to the March Madness bracket announcement video if you want a chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card. Comment in that. I'll comment back to you, and I'll just comment the link to the group. There are some extra people added in. That's because you can't really make the groups private on ESPN.
But
you can just
they haven't
do the max
commented,
entries.
so.
They haven't commented, so they won't. I'll remember the people that commented.
As long as you're in the comment section.
As long as you're in the comment section, you're entered in. And like we've said before, we can't win it. There's going to be a Common Sense Sports bracket, which is ours together, and then we're each going to do one individually.
Yep.
But none of us, we can't win. Any of our brackets can't win.
No.
So somebody's going to win the card. So comment on that. I'll send you the link, and then you do your bracket. We ready to go?
Now, we got one really infuriating thing. Which one do you want to get into first? The rules? Let's get into the rules first.
Okay.
Because that one is, well, what do you want?
Let's do the rule. Let's do the rule. Okay, so we talked about...
They're equally infuriating.
We talked about some rule changes that Major League Baseball was considering. I don't remember if that was last week or 2 weeks ago. We disagreed with most of them because they were stupid. Well, apparently the 3-batter rule that we talked about, where a pitcher that comes in out of the bullpen has to face, they either have to face 3 batters or they face, or to the end of the inning. So if you bring him in with one out left and he gets the out, they can be switched at the beginning of the next inning.
That's just dumb.
But it's supposed to take effect in 2020.
Look, let me say this. Sometimes you have to see the rule on how it's in baseball and how it works, and then you start to get used to it.
Some of the fan comments are what make me mad.
That's what makes me mad.
Most managers don't like it. Obviously, it takes some of the
strategy
away. It also, something else that I didn't think about, but I just thought about is it's going to increase innings pitched for relievers who don't pitch as many innings as starters anyway. So it's going to wear and tear on the body. It's going to do that. You have some pitchers that you bring in to face 1 or 2 batters.
Closers.
Like the closers and setup pitchers. So, I mean, it's dumb. Now, some of the fans said that that makes it faster and more entertaining.
Who cares? If you don't like the way the game is played, then don't go to the game or watch it.
I'm sorry. It's a dumb rule. Here's the best one, though. Here's the best comparison I saw. They compared it... Okay, say you're in a theater watching a movie. They compared it to when the last 30 minutes of the movie pops up. The director just comes onto the screen and says, well, we're going to change the shot and do it this way. The movie's already made!
It's not even the same situation.
It's not even close. The game is being played live.
It's not a live action. We're not watching live PD where some guy like the cameraman stops and he goes, wait a minute, guys. This is being staged.
Yeah, go stand over there. You're not watching a stage play. If they had said stage play, it would have made more sense. They said movie.
I'm starting to think some of the people that are controlling things in society are just stupid. I'm really starting to think that.
I'm not saying that. I'm going to stop.
I'm starting to think there are a lot of stupid people that are in charge of things.
Today's the first day I've actually gotten mad at some stuff. If it was a good...
If the managers disagree, then why is it being implemented? Why are they... Well, because of the fans. So it's starting to look like the... I complain a lot that a lot of movie people today in society, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Couple movies. And I'll go ahead and talk about it. Star Wars, they didn't listen to the fans. Captain Marvel, they didn't listen to the fans. You could argue that there was some racism involved from the main actress herself. You could argue that. If you don't believe me, just look up some of her comments. And if you're one of those people that think that people can't be racist towards white people, then you're an idiot and you don't know the definition of racism. Some people are just bigoted, hateful people. And I don't care who it is. If you're a white person doing it, then you're a piece of crap. If you're a black person doing it, you're a piece of crap. It inhibits society from growing the way it should be. And stupid people with comments like this, you inhibit and I'll just get into it. You inhibit certain people and certain things from being what they should be. Just like the World Cup. They are afraid of being called racists because it takes place in the Arab world now, and a lot of people are afraid to say anything about it. There are a lot of good Arab people. Nobody's saying they're not. But there are a lot of bad people too. And there are a lot of bad people in our society. And to do things just for the sake of doing it, because of this, you're just stupid. You're ruining the sport for money.
If it was a good rule change, it'd be fine.
It's the fans' comments.
This all stems from every opinion is valid. Well, that's not true. Everybody has the right to an opinion, but that doesn't make your opinion valid just because it's an opinion that you have.
But it's just dumb.
It is. And getting into the second thing, I don't know if this one's more or less infuriating or the same. Okay, in September of last year, the Phillies were, obviously they didn't have a great season last year. They were on a 9-game losing streak. And Carlos Santana went into the clubhouse, took a baseball bat to the television set. Now, a lot of people would see that and they'd think, well, was he mad they were losing? No. You want to know what he was mad about? He had players during games. Now, this isn't before games. And they were doing it then, but it wasn't before games. It wasn't after games. During games, we're playing Fortnite in the clubhouse during a game while the rest of the guys are out in the dugout.
I hate that game. It's becoming a disease.
It's like an addiction.
It is. It's becoming like it.
Video games aren't even an addiction now. Fortnite is an addiction.
People start to say that addiction isn't a disease or addiction is a disease. I'm starting to think that Fortnite itself is a disease. Because there are some people who are just professional.
During the game.
You know what? Wait a minute. We talked about players earlier that deserve to be paid more. If you're doing this...
Then you don't deserve to be paid
Then
more.
you deserve to be fired.
Yeah.
You are not a professional athlete.
Nope.
And I talked about fast food workers, don't deserve to be paid as much. Well, they definitely do if you're doing this.
Yeah, if you're doing stuff like this, they do. They deserve to be making the same amount you do, because at least they're working.
You should be working fast food. That's what you should be reserved.
Another player, I can't remember which player it was, made a comment about it. And he said, everybody has their things before games to get, to relax and get ready for the game.
But it's during the game.
Some people read, some people, listen to music, whatever you do. He said playing the game before, fine. But during the game?
Can I ask you a question? What is the coach doing?
Can you imagine this call? The manager picks up the phone. Hey, we need to get this guy warmed up and ready out in the relief where they get ready. Well, he's not here. Where's he at? He's playing Fortnite in the clubhouse.
I'd fire him immediately. I would get rid of him. He'd be gone.
I would. He'd be gone.
Especially if he was paid little to where I could make the contract up.
Gone.
I'd immediately release him. Well, he has to go through waivers. Don't care. Call somebody else up. Well, this guy isn't ready yet. Don't care.
I can't. I don't even know.
I really do want to know that. What is the coach doing? Where's that? How did that happen?
I don't know. I don't know if he's focused on the game. I don't know if.
But I'm talking about any of the coaches. How did none of them know where their players were?
True. Especially considering the fact that Carlos Santana knew right where they were, because he made sure so the last I would think he said the last 2 weeks of the season or whatever, they weren't able to play anymore because they didn't have a TV. So I guess he took care of that problem, didn't he?
Oh, he's a veteran. He probably grew up and he's sitting there going, "Look, I worked hard to get my place in this team."
Yeah, and you guys are in here. That's basically what his thing was, is he didn't feel like they were taking it as seriously as he was.
Because they had a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They were competing with the Braves.
Yeah.
The Braves made the playoffs. I guess the Braves cared more.
I guess the Braves weren't playing Fortnite
because
in the clubhouse.
there for a while it looked like the Phillies were actually going to make the playoffs. And that was 9 straight games.
Gosh. I'm actually getting
baseball is it's a mindset.
Yeah.
Because you play 160 something games. It's a marathon. And to do this at the end of the season, you are a fool and you don't deserve what you have.
So obviously we had infuriating things today.
Now let's get into something funny.
I tried to...
we always complain about this when we talk about the news. People watch the news. They go from infuriating stuff to funny stuff.
But I felt like we had to have something in there. So I found an article on ESPN. It was like a baseball 2019 season Mad Libs preview type thing. So I wrote down, obviously when you do Mad Libs, they have, noun, verb, whatever. I wrote down all the things that are relevant to the article. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Cody, I'm going to fill these out, and then I'm going to get it on my phone, and I'm going to read through it with his answers. So the first thing I need is a historical figure.
Spartacus.
Okay. A 2-digit number.
41.
Okay. A terrible player. This might upset some people. That one's harder. Looking through this, I always thought that was like the hardest
A
one.
terrible player?
Yeah.
I don't know who I would consider. I had to keep it baseball.
Yeah, that'd be baseball. You want me to skip?
He's not a terrible player. I'm just going to say this because of the season that he had compared to the season before, to put Giancarlo Stanton. I'm not saying he's a terrible player, and I think he's one of my favorite players, even though he plays for the Yankees. I think it's just because of the season he had before.
An authority figure.
God.
Okay, that's like the ultimate authority figure. A verb. What are you thinking to have to cover your
The
mouth?
first thing that popped in my... I can't say it.
Is it bad?
Yeah, I couldn't say it.
Okay,
It
we'll
was
say
the first
something.
thing.
Give it another verb then, because I have to use it right after this too. It's the same verb.
Eating.
Okay, a noun.
Toy.
It's the most random noun I've ever heard. A number, any number.
4.
3 letters.
F-U-K.
We cannot do
Yeah,
that.
it's not the real word. It's not the real word.
A city with no Major League Baseball team.
Actually,
That's what you gave me. You want to change it? You want to change
we
it?
don't. Yeah, because we don't. It's too close. We don't.
What? 3
I
letters?
apologize. We don't cuss on the
3 letters.
STD.
Worse.
Seriously, I almost said something worse.
VWX.
No.
Okay, what 3 letters do you want? Why is this the hardest one?
CAP.
Okay, cap. That'll work. City with no Major League Baseball team.
Oklahoma. Well, it's not professional. It's semi-pro. Oklahoma City.
All right. Astros, Red Sox, Yankees, or Dodgers. You have to pick one of those teams.
Is it going to be bad?
I don't know what it's going to be. I didn't read the thing. I just wrote down the stuff. Actually, I really don't know. I'm gonna
3 of the teams I hate, 1 of them I like.
Okay, we'll just pick any of them then. Pick one.
I think I hate the Dodgers more.
Okay, we'll do the Dodgers. That's a good answer. A sick person's temperature. Not 176. They'd be dead.
110. 110.
Okay.
It's like we're on the verge of death.
I hate to even ask this. A body part.
Trying to make it funny, but I can't.
It'll be funny regardless because of the...
Phalange. You had to put phalange.
Is that how you spell it?
Yeah.
Is that how you spell it?
I don't know.
Baseball player archetype.
Power hitter.
Okay.
I guess that goes along with.
Small animal. I don't know why that made me laugh so much.
Lamb.
A lamb
Or
would be
put-
considered small.
Yeah, put lamb.
Person that you would put on a postage stamp.
Beavis.
That's the greatest. I want that postage stamp. Baseball noun.
Now. Base.
Okay. Single digit number. There's just a couple more left.
0.
Okay. Now this one I might have to look up, unless you just know. A pitcher on the 2011 Twins. That's so specific. 2011 Twins
I don't know of any.
pitchers.
Barrios? Was Barrios playing then?
Well, if well, come on now. Okay, there's batting. There's pitching. Okay, there's starting pitchers. I guess it just says any pitcher. They had Carl Pavano, Brian Dunsing,
No,
Nick
right.
Blackburn, Scott Baker, Francisco Liriano.
Pick Liriano.
Okay.
He's the most known. To me, he's the most known. Is that the last one?
Almost. This one's just funny. Your grandpa's first name.
Okay, Don.
Plus a Ninja Turtles character. I have no idea what this is even leading
Leonardo.
to. Don Leonardo. That sounds like some Italian mafia.
That sounds like the greatest person of all time.
And then the last two, I need an AL team and an NL team.
Texas Rangers.
Okay.
NL team. Why cannot Nationals are in the NL, right?
Are they?
That's bad that we don't. That's
Why can I
bad.
not remember that? That is bad. Why can I not remember?
It's terrible.
I think they are. I can't remember all the divisions right now. I'm sorry. I don't understand why I can't think of that. All I can think of are the teams in the Giants division.
The Yankees aren't in the NL. Who wrote that?
They're as bad as we are.
Pick the Braves. I know. Well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're in the National League.
Braves are definitely in the National League. I do know that. Okay.
Who put the Yankees running it?
We ready to go through? That made you just completely upset. You've heard. It's already funny. You've heard that famous quote, usually attributed to Spartacus. Well, Susan, you just can't predict baseball. That's the quote. Nonsense, you actually can't not predict baseball. You can predict, for instance, that Mike Trout will lead the league in WAR, W-A-R, with a career high 41. I don't even know how they measure WAR. W-A-R, have you ever heard of it?
41.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's Mike Trout, he's the best, or he'll finish second to Mookie Betts because he's the other best. You can predict that Giancarlo Stanton will finish third. Sure, he seems terrible now, but it's baseball, and terrible players are always doing incredible things in baseball. He'll credit life-changing advice his God gave him over the winter. If you want to eat the toy,
A what?
first you must eat yourself.
That means absolutely nothing.
Well, God gave him that advice, or his God gave him that advice.
Imagine people trying to figure that
That's
out.
very deep. That's what it says on here. I almost thought that said something else. It says stat heads. I thought it said something else. Stat heads will dismiss his hot start as small sample size, noting that it takes 4. Wait, what? Notice that it takes 4 months for a hitter's cap to stabilize. I don't know what cap means, but that's the CAP. That's the one we picked. Beat writers will quote an old scout who watched him in Oklahoma City 14 years ago and always knew he'd become a star. So I guess Giancarlo Stanton played in Oklahoma City 14 years ago. That's just baseball. 75% of what you think will happen, as will 25% of the impossible. Against absolutely every indication, the Dodgers will miss the playoffs.
Good.
Yes. The other super teams will win at least 110 games. But by baseball law, not law, one team with all-stars will lose to one team with none. Why? Well, because their ace will rupture his phalange. He will rupture his phalange. And their GM will overpay for a declining power hitter at the trade deadline, but that's merely the how. Why this team, why not another? My friend, you have to wait until October before I can make up a plausible sounding ex post facto explanation.
Mm-hmm.
That sounded weird. For why. But we still believe in this dumb sport. So she's just destroying the sport. I don't know who wrote this. It might be a man. We believe in Yasiel Puig's imagination. And we believe that putting him in Cincinnati will be like dropping Marty McFly into the 1950s. We believe this year Puig will carry a lamb in his back pocket. He'll name it Beavis. I want to get him. And whenever he slides, we'll hold our breath, imagining crushed fur or feathers until Puig pulls the little guy out, hale and strong, and nuzzles its head. Beavis the Lamb. We believe in the Rays' innovation, that they'll again push baseball strategy forward. It'll be a little technical, a little complicated, but the basic idea is to eliminate the base entirely. So they don't want bases in baseball.
There's
no bases anymore.
Everybody has to go through a...
It will be a huge success, as they'll finish only 0 games out of the playoffs. I don't know how you
So they make the
playoffs, I guess. We believe in the shakiness of closers and believe your teams will lose his job to either Francisco Liriano or a live-armed minor leaguer named Don Leonardo. I want it to happen. We have to have a guy named Don Leonardo now. We believe in baseball the same way we believe in 24. Every character exists to ultimately betray our expectations. But the show itself exists to confirm our expectations of being betrayed. The story will be outlandish. The outlandishness will be reassuring. As for the champions, easy. Texas Rangers against Atlanta Braves in the World Series. Beyond that, who can say?
Actually, I kind of want to see that. That was kind of fun.
That was fun. Different. Yeah, it was something different. It was just something I found. I thought it was interesting. Apparently, Beavis the Lamb is going to be with Yasiel Puig all year long.
But we talked about a couple things that were a little infuriating. I probably made somebody mad.
Oh well.
But I guess you want to run through the March Madness bracket thing.
Yeah. One last time. I guess we'll talk about it one more time in the pack opening when we do it. But go to our March Madness bracket announcement video. Comment on there to enter the contest. Have a chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card. I'll comment back to you and comment the link to the group, and then you'll just fill out your bracket. You get one bracket. I know there's a guy on there that has a bunch, but I think it's just some guy that just
jumped in our stuff. So I don't.
But yeah, one bracket. Put your name on it, or something to identify yourself, your YouTube channel name, or whatever you want to put on it to identify you. And then I guess that was my stomach. I don't even know if that picked up on the camera, but I guess that's it.
I thought we had a couple things today that were kind of fun, kind of interesting, kind of different, but yeah, like you said, I guess that's it with Cody and James Comments at Sports. Make sure to like, subscribe,
hit that notification bell,
leave us a comment, and we'll see you in the next video.
We got our pack opening coming up next.